Can I say the line, Dion?
Go ahead, say the line. Go ahead, say the line.
Chat, are we good? Are we live?
Chat, we
Chat,
live, chat. You got it. We live, chat.
we live chat? Yes, Rickist, I am here in that same I'm in that same location, downtown Durham. Y, baby. It's up. This is probably gonna be my running bit until they kick me out.
Yeah. So Riley, hold on. I gotta send the Discord message out. But
that's on.
Riley, I do need comment on the fact that you do this in front of the front door.
Okay, let me clarify the location here. This is the back door. Dion was calling out my Y last week because there's not much foot traffic through this door. You can't really tell, but if I swivel the camera ever so slightly, ping pong net is struggling today. But just around that corner, man, this is hard to do when you're hold on, that way. If you go around that corner there, you'll get to the actual like weightlifting equipment. So
you're basically doing this in front of an emergency exit because I see a fire hydrant.
It's probably a good way to put it. So hopefully I'm not messing up the fire code.
Feels like a felony. Feels like a felony, but that's okay. One of my favorite bits on this show, whenever JK isn't on, just know we're not getting a tweet out. No, we're not getting a tweet. But like if JK's on, that tweet's good to go. 7 o'clock. 7
Yeah,
o'clock.
that's on me.
No, it's not. It's on JK.
Okay, I'm fine to put it on JK. I complimented his hair. We can slander him however much we want to today.
I'll shoot him a text about the tweet. But, how is the headline Duke's second half dominance and not Duke's first half struggles? I know Riley ain't letting them off the hook. Riley, would care to comment?
Oh man, do y'all want my my unbiased analyst take, or do you want my like hate watch take?
Good morning, boys. Good to see Dion and JK's uncle. I don't know if that helps out your decision making.
You know what, man? The morning after is for fun. And I'm gonna say this was hilarious watching these like tiny guards of Lipscomb just punk Duke's ball handlers. Like they had that one little guard who picked Boozer's pocket at the top of the key and had that run out. I think that was what pushed the lead to 10, where I knew it was not going to last. Anytime you see Duke go down 10 in a bye game, like chances are you better just enjoy it while it's happening, and then don't cry because it oversmiled because it happened, as the old cliche goes. Because yeah, you knew they were going to come out with a second half fury, but there was some Cam Boozer slander that emerged from this game, which was one of my favorite talking points of it. But yeah, to see Lipscomb just do exactly what you want out of a team that caliber for the first 20 minutes in terms of just like out hustling, beating Duke to 50-50 balls, finding ways to manufacture turnovers, pushing tempo, and like looking competent while running. Like Duke, for as long as, I mean, pretty much for their entirety of embracing the one and done era. So you could go all the way back to Kyrie in 2010. They have usually been tailor-made to just blow out mid-major competitions, because not only do they usually have the length and athleticism, they know how to pressure and turn teams over and get out in transition and run. And it's like if a mid-major tries to run with them, it's going to be a long night. Again, I knew it wasn't going to last, but that first half, Lipscomb was running with Duke and succeeding, and there's a ton of joy in that. So all I got to say is one school in the triangle has not gone down 10 to a mid-major. One school has. I don't know about the other two, but one school has not done that.
Give me, hold on. Well, chat, what was the spread? What was the spread in that Duke Lipscomb game? Let me find out. Duke covered.
Did Duke actually cover?
I think they did.
I need that spread to be like 27 or something, because I think they've covered in every game this year.
Yeah, that's what good teams do. Was it 28, DK?
Let's go with DK. I trust DK.
Spread was ridiculous. Let's talk about how bad Louisville looked without a point guard. Yeah.
Louisville looked awful.
But, I mean, they were missing, like, they built a whole roster around Mikel. So it's like.
It's true.
I moved it live to 21 for almost plus 200. Okay, DK. That's what movies is made of. NBA champion.
Dion, I got to ask you before we move on to either Jaden Quaintance. Jaden Quaintance returning is like a holiday for you. You know, Dion is like the big of all the JQ guys out there. I think Dion might be the biggest.
Yeah.
But Akil was in the chat saying he had some Cam Boozer takes to get off. With you being the Brotherhood representative, I'm excluding J-Man in this. Dion is just is stealing your cookies in this case, J-Man. I still love you if you hear this, but you've been the Brotherhood representative from Sleepers over the past 2 years. Where are you at on Cam Boozer and like the struggles of the Blue Devils in the first half last night?
Bogavac sold my parlay last night. Yeah. I feel like that happens if you're betting Bogavac's overs. Parlays are cooked because all he does is clank. Anyway, Cam Boozer, that was a really good segue by me. That's how you get stuff done. Cam, so I said this. Cam to me is the farthest removed of the big three in terms of being a number one pick. I still think he's phenomenal, but he is more Pascal Siakam to me than he is Paolo Banchero. I think he's better than Paolo was in college. I think he's a more finished product at the moment than AJ is. I think he's a more finished product at the moment than Darren Peterson is. And I think he's going to step into the league and likely average like 19 and 9. And I think that's a phenomenal player. I don't think he's a number one option though. I think Paolo is so stinky in the league, man. That's just like not true.
I don't really agree with that either, Akil. I'm a Paolo hater, but
I mean that's just not true. I watched Paolo drop 40 on the Celtics in the playoffs, I don't know, not long ago. But so I just think Cam, like number one option, Cam comes with like some struggles from time to time. I think he lacks some of the athleticism, explosiveness that the other two in Darren and AJ have. And I think it affects his ability to get his own from time to time. When he's going, he's phenomenal, but when he's not, there's some issues. And I think it's easy to look at a Lipscomb game and be like, wow, well, like he played bad. Well, I want my superstars to play bad against Lipscomb. I want them to have like 30 with 20 in the final 10 minutes against Arkansas at the United Center, though. So I feel like Cam's checking all the boxes. Good teams playing great teams cover. They're like 10-1 against the spread. Cam's the national player of the year.
So full disclosure, I have not been like super locked into the NBA this year. I always locked in for the playoffs, try to ramp up leading up to that, but just have been so wrapped up with college this year that like more so than usual, I feel like I've been doing more previews. And this is actually, you know what? I'm going to say I'm beating the I hate work allegations, Dion. This is my contributions to that, doing more previews and recaps for Sleepers this year than I did a season ago, which is, I would say, taking most of my focus from really watching too much.
We up to 2 previews and recaps a week this year?
We're up to like 12 previews and recaps.
Are you really doing 12 a week?
I would say on average, I'm averaging double figures of previews and recaps.
Are we like combining? Like, is it like one game equals 2 previews and recaps, or is it like are you doing 12 games?
I'm doing like legitimately 12 games, so like 24 videos. Yeah, I'm beating the allegations.
I will admit, because of work, I really only can do them on the weekend, so I'm not holding my weight when it comes to previews and recaps.
Well, my secret. Yeah, I'm putting up double-doubles. Shout out to Records of Lifestyle. But
I'm putting up triple singles. Shout out Draymond.
But anyway, I know that Derek Queen has been having a really good rookie season. It seems like every day it's often like my For You page is full of some sort of Derek Queen propaganda. I love Derek Queen at Maryland, so not surprised about it. I wavered a little bit even when we were doing the pre-draft stuff just because of some of like the physical measurements at the combine. But Dion, I know you're more locked in on the NBA than I am. How do you think that just got compared to Andre Drummond? How would you stack up someone like Cam against Derek Queen in terms of like from what I watched of Queen at Maryland? It seems like there's some of the same archetype there where neither of them are the most explosive athletes, but they're athletic enough, can dribble, pass, shoot, have good size, and I would guess they'll probably measure pretty similarly. Do you think that's a fair career trajectory with like Boozer to Derek Queen? Or do you think Boozer's just better?
I'm going to take a second to think about this. Incendium said Knicks won that Emirates Cup. Congrats to the bench players earning more than a year's salary in a single game. The minimum in the NBA is like 2 or 3 million, bro. like the worst players in the league are making like well over 7 figures at the moment. It's nuts. I have not been watching the NBA a ton this year. I've been watching a lot of college, and like I said, full transparency, like with work, Monday through Friday. I'm not getting home from work until like 8. Riley knows this from trying to schedule previews and recaps with me. I'm not getting home till like 8 or 8:30, so like 11:30 Eastern. So even at that, like I'm watching college at I don't watch the NBA, but some guys I work with do. I just repeat what I hear on DM videos and they agree. I'm not watching a ton. I like at work. I do like multiple screens. So I watch a ton of college, and I might have on like the Spurs or the Thunder in the corner. But those are really the only two East Coast teams I watch. And then I'll come home, and if it's a bad West Coast college slate, I'll watch like the Warriors, Kings, Lakers. The Lakers are fun to watch, surprisingly.
You said they're not a lot of fun, or they are?
No, they are. Like the exciting whites, Luca and Austin Reeves are special. I will say I haven't watched a ton of Derek Green. So here's my thing with the NBA, y'all. Here's my thing with the NBA. People love complimenting players on teams they never will watch play basketball. So like no one loves complimenting players of bad teams more than NBA fans. And I'm not saying Derek Queen's like been bad by any means. I'm just saying I value my mental health, y'all. I'm not cutting on the New Orleans Pelicans. That's stressful. Like watching that, that's like there's so many options of like college basketball. You got like Arkansas, St. John's in the 9 a.m. slate, and you're like, you know what, man? Like Mount St. Mary's is on. Gotta watch Mount St. Mary's. Like I'm just not cutting the Pelicans on unless they're playing like certain teams, and like I just it's not gonna happen for me. So I haven't watched too much Derek Queen to comment, but it does seem like highlight wise, I saw he had a triple double. It seems like he's fitting well. On paper, I would like to think Cam Boozer's a lot better than Derek Queen.
That's fair. Yeah. All right.
That's just my honest opinion. But I haven't watched a ton of Derek Queen in the league. Pickle Rick said, do you think OKC trades their draft pick this year? I think it depends on where it falls. They have the Clippers pick, Riley. So they're likely going to get one of the big three.
Dude, that's insane.
They're going to win like 75 games. They're going to win the Charlotte Hornets are must-see TV. Come on. No, they're not. Mount catching a stray.
You know Matt Moderna is going to go to bat for mid-majors. I respect that.
I love a good mid-major. I'm just saying, like, hey. Like,
I do not. Straight up, I do not.
I love a good mid-major in March. I do not.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
But like in Con is must-see TV, Garrett. I will say that.
What is Con averaging right now? Is he still averaging over 20 a game?
No. Is he?
Again, he might be, dude.
Let's say it's an outside top 3 lottery pick. Dion with a lineup as a top 3 human on the planet. Salute. I do feel like I'm in my bag more when I got a haircut.
Con is averaging 19 points per game, shooting 47% from the field and 40.5% from 3.
I was gonna say I think he's shooting. It was a 19. Dion top 5 with a cut. Hold on.
Can you imagine having Con and Cooper Flag on the same team and not winning a national title? Which I get it that they beat my team 3 times, and so I have been very prudent. I have refrained from talking much trash. However, I feel good about my team this year, so I'm going to talk trash. Hilarious that they got packed up by Jamal Shed. Milos Uzan, not even like a good Houston guard.
Okay. Two things. One, 19-year-old Con and Cooper Flag. Like, and now we're looking at Con and Cooper Flag after like 6 months of like NBA like coaching too. Yeah, respectfully to my guy Shire, there is levels to this.
But they also got they blew a 13-point lead with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, and you know what? You missed the tournament with Caleb Love, RJ Davis, and Armando Baycott. So
that's fair.
I love this show. Serious question. Do you think dudes who leave college early and barely play like their choices? I know the money is better, but no way McNeely is happier than he'd be at UConn this year. I do think they like their choices because they're living out their lifelong dream. Yeah. I I don't want to be that guy because I feel like when I say this, everyone thinks like it's me like putting down college basketball. I'm really not trying to. It's just college is fun, like even for us, right? Like like regular people. Um, like you go to college, you have fun, but your goal is like, let me get out of here, make some money, like buy a house, start a family, so on and so forth. Um, and like I feel like with like the McNeely, it's the same thing. Like for as much fun as college is, now he's living out what he went to college to go do, and maybe it isn't like the way he wanted to do it, but he'll get his shot. He only cares about ball when his hair looks like that. Bro was off for 9 months, didn't change his cut. Wait, what? I was off the channel for 9 months.
Yeah, that's news to me if Dion was gone for 9 months.
I feel like I've been like outside of Card G, I've been like the most regular person on the channel the last 9 months. Dion, what's the most respect? Huh?
Records was talking about JQ.
Oh. JQ's cut. God, was JQ cut all messed up? Did we see Ian Jackson's haircut? Yeah, you want to talk about like messing up with like good freshmen? You had Ian Jackson and Drake Powell. What did y'all do? You had to cheat your way into the tournament last year.
Yeah, last year's team sucked. I will never defend them. They were awful. It was like a terrible coaching job by Hubert. The roster construction was awful, and a lot of the decisions were puzzling. However, I don't think Ian Jackson is like – honestly, like Elliot Cadeau and Cade Tyson, oddly enough, are the ones who are making Hubert look worse than Ian Jackson.
Shout out Cade.
Cade cooking these teams right now has been like insane to me. I think I want to say he's averaging 17 or 18 points per game against Power 4 competition, and then against like mid majors, he's going off for nearly 40. Like he's been really good, and I thought he was just chopped, as the kids might say, and belonged in the A10, and has proved that okay, I don't have a Jimmy Neutron haircut. It's just a little long right now. It needs to be trimmed, but. Sorry, Rickus Morty got me with the Jimmy Neutron comment and it distracted me from my rant.
Cade cooking right now is like a tough look for the Big Ten. We got to fight back. Also, Ian, we have to fight back too because it's a tough look for like New York point gods everywhere. So Ian Jackson and Boogie Flan have to fight back. I do think Ian's pretty bad though. It's unfortunate.
This is why this show is special, because of the same breath you had Drake Powell, Ian Jackson. What did y'all do? Actually, Ian Jackson's pretty bad. Within 2 minutes from each other.
Yeah, Ian's pretty terrible. Let's talk the Mikel-less cards real quick, and then we'll get into some more chat stuff. Listen, I don't think Tennessee's like that bad. Like Tennessee's like a good team that struggled. That I know they haven't won since like Thanksgiving, but they also haven't played in like 10 days. So it's like, how many games since Thanksgiving have they played? I hate when we do the describe a team based upon the calendar, because they might have played 3 games since Thanksgiving. It's not that big of a deal. They have Nate Ament too, so I think they made Nate Ament special. But no, Mikel, it didn't really look like Louisville stood a chance. Is this like cause for concern for you as a UNC fan? Like, do you see food right now?
I wouldn't go that far, just because like the guard play. I don't know how long Mikel is going to be out. I think it's a little alarming that there is no there's no heads up with it. It's just out of nowhere, he's like out with a back injury, and it is a back injury, isn't it?
Mikel, I believe so. Yeah.
Back injuries can be tricky. I feel like those just linger, and the fact that it was kept so under wraps, for some reason, to me, that just feels like more of a red flag. It's like, oh, you're really trying to keep the secret until it's going to break out, and combine that with like just the lingering nature of back injuries. It makes me think like maybe he does miss some time, like miss an extended period of time. They need him, but like I have too much respect for Pat Kelsey. I have too much respect for Isaac McNeely, even though he sold in this game. Too much respect for Ryan Comwell to be like, those guys are food. However, it did seem like Tennessee got whatever it wanted in the paint last night. I don't think the Louisville guards could stay in front of their man. The front court did not defend particularly well. It wasn't even just like Jalen Carey went to work on them dudes, and on the other side of the court, like Tennessee did a really good job of keeping those Louisville guards out of the paint. I think they said it on the broadcast that like Mikel's the one. He is the guy in terms of getting paint touches, which opens up the floor for everyone else. And without him there, it was like those Tennessee guards might not be. I'm like, if you think about the best defensive perimeter defenders under Barnes, guys like Jemai Meshack or Admiral Schofield, they're not of this caliber, but they're still feisty enough and have that size. They're well coached and are going to wall off the paint and force Louisville to be even more of a jump shooting team than they already are, which, again, another stat they shared on the broadcast, they're taking 55% of their shots from beyond the arc, which is, I think Jimmy Dykes said that in the KenPom era, no team has ever won the title shooting that many threes. So maybe that's a little bit of cause for concern if you truly want to buy into the Louisville. Like, I thought Louisville's ceiling was going to be national championship caliber going into the season. I don't know where I'm at on that anymore. I do worry that, especially without Brown, if there's enough guards who can pressure the rim, and then like Frew to me is too up and down to really lean on for your interior presence if you don't have those guards who are getting to the rim, getting to the line as well.
Why is this a headline? Should the Knicks hang an NBA Cup banner at the Garden? Because the other teams have hung banners after winning the NBA Cup. Actually, I don't think OKC did because they hung like a real one too. Respectfully, I might be in on the NBA Cup though. That might be my new version of the Players era. I think Louisville's really good, really, really good. Elite Eight ceiling. Are you saying that about Tennessee or yourself, Culver?
I would guess he's saying that about Louisville.
I think they have a higher than an Elite Eight ceiling.
I do too. I think if Mikel comes back, they got a Final Four ceiling, and if you get to the Final Four, you can mess around and win it all. But anyway, continue, Dion.
I think Louisville gets to the Elite Eight, and you're telling Mikel and Conway, "Hey, you got 3 games for the rest of your life." I'm not saying they win it all, but I love that chance. Like if I'm a Louisville team, like if I'm Pat Kelsey, 3 games, 40 minutes each, and I got these two, I like where I'm at. I just think they built the team around all guards. So if your lead guard is missing, it's going to be like really tough to win ultimately. And they ran into a really good team, really physical team, and a team that like mucks the game up in general. I think Tennessee's a bad matchup for Louisville. Fully healthy, you remove Mikel, didn't stand a chance. I was watching the game. I didn't bet it. I was just watching it for fun. They were up 7 at halftime. The sports books had the live spread at 7.5, and I was like, "You mean to tell me like the books don't think Tennessee's going to win the second half by a point?" Like it wasn't a game that I thought Louisville had a chance in, just with some of the injuries. Pickle Rick said that doesn't shock me. The NBA rig season is so blank that you would grasp onto any bit of entertainment you can get. I don't think who cares about the NBA regular season? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? I think the NBA Cup's fun because they get to go to Vegas and they get to spend 5 days in Vegas. And I think that portion of it is hilarious and fun. Also, like, what is not fun about the best players in the world playing competitive basketball? Like,
Fair.
You mean to tell me we got that censoring dog crap? Yeah, that was bad. Hand up, PK. And that one's on me. But like, you mean to tell me we got Chet, J-Dub, Shea versus Fox and Wemby Saturday night standalone game. Shout out Rothstein. And like, we didn't enjoy that. Come on, man. like Spurs Thunder was special on Saturday. NBA regular season is for my fantasy. Gets me. Yeah, listen, like. There's nothing wrong with liking basketball. I want to be the advocate for like, why do college basketball fans have to hate the NBA? Why do NBA fans and players have to hate college basketball? Like, competitive basketball is fun. Like, who cares who's playing? You know what I mean? Like, enjoy it. It's not every night. Like, you're not going to get to watch AJ DeBonta play basketball at BYU for much longer. You're not going to get to watch Braun play NBA basketball for much longer. Why hate either of it? Enjoy it while too.
Good take.
Thank you, Riley. Thoughts on the guy behind the door?
He looked a little confused as to why I'm on a live stream right now, but got to do what I got to do. So,
is there any world on like we could get to a point with this show where I start interviewing some of the YMCA employees with you?
I think that'd be pretty sick. It'd be some good content.
I think that would be very, very, very like us live show.
Hey, come here. Hey, let me talk to you for a second. Yeah.
Let's talk Duke Louisville. Also, let me talk to the front desk person. I got to talk to her about how we're scanning cards at the moment. Akil says, go ahead, my bad.
I was just gonna say I am in Durham, so like anytime we're talking about Duke, the chances are pretty high that if you pulled aside some rando at the Y, they'd probably have some thoughts. So
honestly, you know what? I wouldn't hate like we just pull somebody on here and like you and I talk to like some random person about like what their craziest college basketball take is. I'm gonna run that by G. There is a world like with it being live, like we can't 100% know they're not gonna say something like too insane.
Good point. But
so I don't know how we would do like a betting of it, but like I'm gonna run that by G. That actually seems like a ton of fun. Hyena Scar says, I still want to love NBA, but the play is, and then a bunch of periods. Can't the same be said about some college basketball, right? Like
facts. You're telling me like I did a recap of Kansas and Towson last night with Matt Moderno. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but both of us were like off air. We're like, dude, this game lasted forever. Towson failed to crack 50, and the final 10 minutes was like, okay, Kansas is up 20. Can this game just be over so we can record and go to bed?
That's what I mean. Like, I think at the end of the day, when it comes to any sport, it's like, if you interview NC State players, you're basically interviewing.
My guy for UNC representing. I love it.
Garrett Riley doesn't work there. He works at the University of North Carolina. Although, like, and we, me and Riley get to talk for 30 minutes every Wednesday. Now we will break down. I don't believe his job is real. And I have let him know that. And at some point we'll do like a full breakdown on it. But like Riley kind of just travels the country. Saying that he has that was good. That was great. Saying that he has conferences to go to, and then he's just like playing basketball and like vibing in like other cities. So I don't know that his job's real.
That's a fair take, a fair pushback. My explanation to that would just be, that there is no explanation. I do have free time on these conferences, and that's usually when I hoop and vibe. So
a lot of free time. Get that guy on the pod. That dude looks like a good interview. Pickle Rick says that gets to ask people a question. Honestly, if we do get the go ahead to have like random YMCA goers on camera, we will let the chat ask a question as well. What are your thoughts on JQ? Apparently it's playing Saturday.
Yeah, the chat is on fire right now. But in terms of Quaintance, it seems like that's going to be. Sorry, I've got thrown off my pivot by
You did it happens
by forces outside of my control. But man, to me, I don't know. What do you think Quaintance's minute total looks like? Are you thinking he plays 10 to 15? I would guess he's on some sort of like some sort of restriction.
Riley set up near an exit door. Are we gonna get more Riley? This is great. Riley, do you want a second day?
Yes. I just need to figure out what my schedule is going to be for the spring with my actual job that does exist, contrary to popular belief.
I want y'all to know we're not going to get more Riley. So that sentence.
I really think I could do Fridays as well, moving into January. So we'll get into the lab with that. But
the problem is the Friday. That's the me, Card, and G episode.
So I got to find another day.
Yeah, you gotta find another day.
Riley
Mondays.
What do I do? No, Mondays is when I have a staff meeting with my work.
Riley Tuesdays.
Riley Tuesdays could work.
If we did Tuesday, Wednesdays with you, Fridays with G and Carr, Monday, Thursday with JK.
Jacob. Yeah, I actually think Tuesdays would work in the spring. So yeah.
W ping pong tournament.
Correct. There is some ping pong going on right now.
This is amazing. Oh, what a show! By the way, you guys don't get this everywhere. You know what I mean? Like this is one of a kind stuff right now.
Should we talk about Jaden Quaintance?
I think we should. I do believe that's what they want. I think he plays 15 to 20. We can't cut out JK. Agreed. I love JK. I was telling JK yesterday I want to make sure he doesn't cut himself out. I'd rather watch YMCA ping pong than NBA. Riley in the student union surprised at the distraction.
Good for a couple hours.
Okay, JQ 20. I think he plays 20.
So my question is, like, do you think Kentucky figured anything out against Indiana? I know, like, Greg was poking fun of this on the full episode earlier this week, that it was like, oh, we got to print like they're back. They got over the hump against Darren DeVries, Brandon Garrison, breakout game. Do you think I feel like I know what your answer is going to be, Dion, but do you think they figured anything out that, like, it's going to be harder to integrate JQ, or are you still like, they've already dropped, 4 games before January? Your best NBA prospect on the team is not going to hurt you.
I don't think they figured anything out, to be honest with you. I think they maybe will figure stuff out once JQ gets back. Like, I don't want to who's young D6 Greg is definitely not a Cavs my guy. Greg literally like is the leader of all this stuff, man. Like, without Greg, this is completely I think with JQ they could figure some things out. I thought your tweet was great. Where you what did you say? Like, we did it, and then it's just a bunch of like random wins that like no one remembers.
It was Kentucky did it with all the upsets, like the miracle over Russia, the miracle on ice. It was UMBC over Virginia.
Yeah, I thought that was a great way to describe it. Like, I don't think they figured anything out, but like, good win. Hats off to you. You know what I mean? Like, I will say this: Louisville fans and Kentucky fans are probably right about Louisville fans too. We just haven't seen it yet. But Louisville fans were right about like Kentucky fans, like all season. Like, I do think Kentucky fans are really high and really low, and it's like, okay, you thought this was the greatest roster ever, and then by November 15th, and then by November 15th, like, they wanted Mark Pope fired, and now like it's like somebody else's fault. The team stinks. Like, I saw some fans saying we don't have enough money because of JMI. It's like, but this was like a $22 million roster. Like, I don't know. I think Kentucky will like. This is my honest take on Kentucky at this point. Mark Pope just isn't the right coach. Straight up. Like, it is what it is. Like, I think Kentucky is a phenomenal program. Best fan base in the country. Probably the best program in the country. Mark Pope is more fit for BYU, where he was at, than he is for Kentucky. And that's how you kind of wind up with what they're going with at the moment. Records of lifestyles have definitely figured out we aren't going to be able to sustain the word 3-point killer's identity. It's going to look like it did against Indiana. Most night Pope said that in his press conference. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that one, Riley?
Man, in terms of the 3-point identity, in some ways it seems like that's like what Pope has been throughout his career. You could go back to the Utah Valley State days, and those teams are so efficient from beyond the arc and ran really good offense, to where it's been disorienting to see a Kentucky team that's struggled so much on that end and has gone through these prolonged scoring droughts. Of course, I go back to that game in Rupp against Carolina where they went 11 minutes without a basket. It's been really uncharacteristic, especially because even if the pieces on this roster, you know, in hindsight, they're not as elite as we might have thought they were, as many NBA potential guys as we considered. The pieces are still there for them to be beyond competent, I would say. I don't know, in terms of like, is he the guy going forward? Again, as someone who has cheered for a blue blood the better part of 5 years now with the same questions about the caliber of my coach, sometimes I think if you start asking the question of that, you probably have your answer. And I get, like, you don't want to completely rule him out. It's still early enough where he can turn it around, where he can figure things out. But when you factor in the off-court issues with NIL and JMI and not landing guys, like, that feels very similar to what Carolina went through a year and a half ago when they whiffed on every single big man they went after in the portal and weren't getting guys out of high school. Like, until Caleb Wilson committed and really saved the program, I mean, they had missed on Jasper Johnson. They had missed on Nick Kamania. They had missed on Eric Ryby. Like, all these guys were just cutting Carolina from their list. They missed on Braylon Mullins. Like, that to me is where I'm seeing so many similarities to even go back to your take, Dion, about Pope being Hubert with better PR.
Yeah.
If you're asking the question at this point, again, I think you probably have your answer. With that being said, I'm still thinking, like, when you look at Pope's track record, what he did at both Utah Valley and BYU, there's enough of a sample size to think he can turn it around. But the vibes are just at an all-time low right now.
I agree. I'm gonna get us out of here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, Riley. I'm sorry we went a little long. So the Hubert and Pope thing, what made me think about that is at this point, if you told Kentucky fans you're getting 4 years of Pope, how many years has Hubert been at UNC? This is his 4th year, right?
This is his 5th year.
5th year. Okay, so you're getting 4 years of Pope. You're going to get a final, or you're going to get a national championship where you beat Louisville, and you beat Louisville twice. You retire Pat Kelsey, or you make them fire Pat Kelsey, whatever the equivalent to what Hubert did to Coach K. And then you miss the tournament with like what people thought was the best team ever, and then you come back to back years and you do like fine. I think Kentucky fans would take that at this point with Pope, and then I think they would probably want to move on. And also, like, I kind of look at the rosters. I think Hubert overwhelmingly minus the year before Ian and Drake. I think Hubert overwhelmingly has had really good rosters. Like, maybe he's missed on guys, but that one team that missed the tournament was literally being like praised as the greatest team ever, much like this Pope team. He made a national championship, and then he brought RJ back, and he brought Seth back, and then he added 2 guys that should have been lotto picks. And yes, it didn't work out, but like on paper, last year's team was really good. On paper, this year's team, you have Visar, Caleb Wilson, my guy Jonathan Powell, Boga Box, as well as on the team. Riley, one of the all-time great ping pong goalies, by the way. So I think I think overwhelmingly Hubert teams have been really good. They've just missed on guys, which you could say the same about like Kentucky. Like, this Kentucky roster is good, but why don't you have Donovan Dent? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you missed on guys. That's how you wound up with this team. But overwhelmingly, like, this team is good. Akil says, D Hill, what are your thoughts on Cohen Carr? I know he's one of your guys. Have you lost stock? My staff call me D Hill, by the way. It's hilarious. They found my Twitter. They found all this stuff as well, which is interesting. But nonetheless,
so you kept it under wraps.
I've tried to. I'm not saying like I have, but like I've tried to, just to create like some level of I won't say like boundaries per se, but a little bit. I haven't sold stock on Cohen Carr. I said before the season, Cohen at the 4 is where I think he breaks out. They're playing him at the 3. I also, I will say he's not as good as I thought he was. Riley,
hey, 5-5, we got your back though.
Yeah, but 5-5, we still here. They got to play you at the 4. It's Izzo's fault. Riley, thoughts on the plans for a new Deem Dome? I personally think it's a waste of money to build new when we already own a stadium 8 miles down the road.
Yeah. Is that a joke about we own Cameron? That's actually pretty good.
Was that a Cameron joke?
I think so, even though we lost in Cameron last year, but we did sweep him. We beat him there the year before. Of course, have the biggest win of all time there in Coach K's last one. So I support that for UNC. But so here's my thought. Like, I wish there was still a level. I wish there was still a level of the purity of the sport where it wasn't just all about money, because I think I do get a little nostalgic about that from time to time, and all the lore around the Dean Dome in terms of just it being on campus, having good memories there as a student. All of that is great. However, when you look at it from a practical standpoint, where it's missing opportunities to generate revenue with suites and premium seating. It's missing an opportunity to put students in the lower section because that's where all the boosters and season ticket holders sit. And then on top of it too, it just feels really dated if you walk around in there. Like, there are parts of it that just the concourse is not well designed, and I understand the logic behind it. I just wish that there was an easier solution than building it 2.5 miles off of campus, which is the plan I think they're going to go with. Eventually, the area where they're building it, Dion, they are like expanding UNC's campus as enrollment increases, and there will be like student housing around where the new stadium is, and businesses, bars, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, to the extent of just not being on campus right now, at least, that's a bummer. And yeah, just kind of wishing that there was an easier way to do it. But I do think it needs either massive renovations or a new arena altogether. And renovating it right now, I don't think is very practical. So it is what it is.
I think the on-campus arenas for a team like North Carolina is overrated. If I'm being honest, it's
people are going to show. Yeah, right. They're going to show out regardless.
Yeah, it's a big enough brand, and you can get a bigger state arena off campus, and you probably wind up getting more people in there, and it probably is a little nicer. And you could probably make more NIL because you're gonna do like concerts and stuff in it. So like, I get the nostalgia behind it, but like this is where I ride for North Carolina. Like, this is a brand. This isn't a college. Like this, it means something to me. This Carolina blue stuff. It really does.
Well said. Well said.
D on the go. Arizona versus Michigan play tomorrow. Who wins and why? Michigan, because I really like Michigan. There's no rhyme or reason behind it.
I'd go with Arizona just because I think I get Michigan's defense has been awesome. Arizona, to me, when they start turning teams over and get in transition, that's like my favorite style of basketball. It's very much like those old school Roy Williams teams, and I think that's why I gravitate to that. And I've been a massive Tommy Lloyd believer for years now, and it's awesome to see him kind of take like ascend to another tier, so to speak, with his program and his coaching. And yeah, just their transition offense is poetry. They got size up and down the court. Jaden Bradley is like one of my favorite guards in the country. So I give Arizona an ever so slight edge over Michigan right now.
I got Michigan. I got Michigan. I no rhyme or reason. Riley came with facts. I came with vibes. Take your pick. Hyena Scar says, I feel like there's a connection to them having the most money spent at Kentucky and not enough team guys. I agree. You can't purchase gratitude.
Also agree.
You can't purchase gratitude. It is what it is. Coda says, to be fair, with a healthy Low, I think Kentucky is significantly better. I don't think Jalon Lowe is that good.
No, come on, Coda. You watched Jalen Lowe at Pitt the last 2 seasons. He's not that good. He's not Kentucky caliber. He'll have the occasional games where he erupts for like 25 and 10 that sort of make you think like, oh, Lowe is figuring it out, but he's just too inefficient. Can't finish in the paint.
We'll end with this because Riley has to go. Theo my dog is in daycare. We got to go make sure Theo's good. We got to get a lift in before we pick Theo up. I got to do laundry. Also, I feel like we're distracting the ping pong tournament that's going on. And I am a ping pong connoisseur, and I don't want to do that. I will say this. Kentucky fans, y'all pulled up with a $22 million roster, and your starting point guard was Tristan Freeman's point guard last year.
Y'all literally took a dude from Pitt, man. Like, at some point, it has to mean more than just the name and stats. You know, you got to have standards of a program where you're not looking for a team that hasn't got an at-large bid since like 2010. I want to say it's been a minute.
You can't pull up talking about I got $22 million, then you got Tristan Freeman's point guard. Man. that's like if Jeff Bezos pulled up to the crib and he drove his Honda Accord. Like I do think Jalon Lowe is good, but you know, this is a vibe show and it's more funny,
right?
Isn't that Tristan's highest accomplishment? His best player plays for another team. It is Tristan's highest accomplishment, which is why Kentucky should be concerned. Tristan is hanging his hat on the fact that his point guard goes to Kentucky. That's a problem. That's a problem. Jalon Lowe and Dior Johnson. That's what Tristan has going for him. So. Lowe's good when healthy. They're crazy coming from it. Yeah, Lowe is good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's not a needle mover the way like Kentucky. The needle mover plays Saturday.
I just feel like I'm with you. The needle mover plays Saturday. I think that's a good way to look at it. I just can't get past the percentage. Like he was sub 30% from 3 last year, sub 38% from the floor overall. Just seems like he's super inefficient in the paint. And for a team right now that's struggling with its offensive identity, that fans are saying, oh, we don't have the 3-point shooting we did a year ago. This is problematic. If the solution with that's another inefficient guard, I don't think that's much of a solution at all.
I agree. We'll end it here. Yo, Riley, don't. Okay. We'll end it here. Great show today. We did get Riley to commit to Tuesdays. That was a legally binding agreement, contractually obligated by the chat. We'll start. Do you want to start that in the new year? Probably.
Yeah, let's start.
We'll start that. I'm not even here next Tuesday. By the way, next Tuesday, just so everyone knows, I'll be on a flight to Palm Springs for Christmas. We are getting a solo JK show.
Let's go.
He said he'll work on a guest, something, so on and so forth. So we'll see what that looks like. Monday will be my last day on the program until probably after Christmas. But thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.